It's amazing to be able to share my thoughts with you. As I go down the memory lane, I clearly remember how I started hating Air Force School Coimbatore even before my admission formalities were completed. I hated the school for almost half a year. I hated it because I had already made a judgment that there were no good schools in Tamil Nadu. I hated it because it was not like my previous school. I had already made a judgment about it. As time went by, I started opening up. That's when I realized that I had just simply wasted half an year just because I believed in my judgment. Unbelievably, Air Force School Coimbatore has been one of the best schools I've ever been to. Today, when I'm about to move out of here, I still regret wasting those 6 months. At this point, a quote comes across my mind. Never judge a book by its cover. It might be the best book you'll ever get to read. Now to think of it, why do we judge? Why do we judge people, places, things, and even situations? I believe we judge because we think we are perfect. But let me tell you, nobody is perfect. Nobody is born to be perfect. Not even a single individual in this world has had it easy. Everybody has issues. Some are unhappy with their flaws, some have inferiority complexes. To add to it is the biases and the discriminations. Be it caste, creed, race, gender, language, religion, or ethnicity. According to the report on the World Social Situation 2020, inequality in a rapidly changing world accompanies confrontation with harsh realities of a deeply unequal global landscape. Despite extraordinary economic growth and widespread improvements in living standards, discriminations on the basis of gender, ethnicity, race, place of residence, or socioeconomic status continue to shape the opportunities available for people for developmental growth. It is the presence or absence of these opportunities that judgment arises. We live in a world where if a person wears traditional clothes, he or she is assumed to be conservative. If girls wear short dresses, their characters are questioned. Be it the Nirbhaya case of 2012 or Black Lives Matter movement, there are still a fraction of people who continue with atrocities. So pause before you start judging, criticizing, or mocking others. Everybody is fighting their own unique war. There have been a lot more incidences where I have judged people, and as a result I ever got was regret. And that's when I learned that judging others does not define them. It defines who we are. I would just like to say that we are all equal and our skin color is just a paint. Judging others can be costly in the terms of life. It can scar an individual for his or her whole life. In case such a person commits a suicide, imagine the plight of the near and dear ones. It is because of negative critical judgments that brilliant students end up committing suicide. Many marriages hit the rocks because of negativity. Children lose out on their creativity and talent. Why does this happen? It happens because based on the negativity around themselves, they in turn judge and assume that their problems won't end. They believe in their judgment so strongly that they forget that nothing is permanent in this world. Not even our troubles. This leads to end of lives, end of relationships, and end of constructive growth. Do you know what effect does our judgment have on the people we judge? Most of the time, they start feeling insecure and start underestimating themselves. They feel depressed. They develop anger, especially against you. And just because of judging, they start hating themselves. Their whole personality drastically changes. Yes, I don't think it's right to change just because somebody said something offensive. I think whenever we are judged, we should remember one thing, and that is we were put on this earth to fulfill a purpose and not to entertain or impress others. We should prove ourselves to ourselves and not to others. Yet, while we develop this thought, we need to think of others as well. We need to start treating others with the same respect that we wish to be treated with. Imagine a world where people stop judging others based on different criteria and instead Accept each other for who they are. Instead of pointing out other people's flaws, let us reach out and embrace their strengths. I would like to end with a quote. Don't be in such a hurry to condemn a person because he doesn't do what you do or think as you think. There was a time when you didn't know what you know today. Thank you for listening.